Hey everyone, welcome back to Pretending with Dice. As always, I'm your host and game master, AJ. Well, this is it, the season finale of Frontier. I really hope that everyone has been enjoying the series so far. I mean, personally, it's been one of my favourite things that we've done here on Pretending with Dice, as well as already being the longest running series that we've done. We've just had so much fun making it. The cast has been absolutely amazing. We've had some incredible guests join us, and just a really great reception from all of you listeners as well, which has just been fantastic. We're definitely going to be coming back with Season 2 in the new year, which I'm looking forward to. In the meantime, however, as I announced on previous episodes, we will be doing what we're calling Pilot Season, which is going to be a series of one-shots, playing a bunch of different games, just mixing it up a little bit. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to sharing what we come up with for that in the coming weeks. It's going to be a lot of fun. After this episode, and before pilot season kicks off, however, we are going to be taking just a short break. We're only going to be missing one of our regular release dates, so it's no big deal, but basically though, after this episode, we'll not be back until Thursday, November 10th, but that's going to be the big start of pilot season with our first ever listener D&D one-shot, which we recorded a little while back. So yeah, keep your eyes open for more updates and news and things over the next couple of weeks, but yeah. For now, though, we're super happy to present today's episode. I just want to say a huge thanks to everyone who's come along with us so far with Frontier, and I'm sure you'll all love this season finale. So yeah, without any further ado, let's get into it. Enjoy. Okay, so after being kept in sickbay for observation overnight, Ray, you were given the all clear by Dr. Ireela to return to your quarters and eventually to duty. Murphy, you, as promised, escorted him back there before, deciding to give him a little bit of time alone to readjust and such. So it's a little bit later now, and you return once again to Ray's quarters to check on him.
I am going to ring the chime.
Come in.
Okay, I know it's your first day back, but you still have my mug.
Good morning, Ray. How are you this morning?
Oh, you're fine. You're out of sick bay now. It's been a whole day.
I know.
It's been like an evening.
It's been an evening.
12 hours. You're fine.
Well, I certainly feel a lot more fine than I previously did.
I'm glad.
Well, as far as I know, your mug is still on the upper floor of Stellar Cartography. In one piece, I might add.
It better be.
Well,
it's been left unattended.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's fine. But we can...
It's been left unattended for 6 days, by the way.
That's what she's also thinking. Her face is just like, oh no.
Got to scrub that thing clean.
Yeah. It's just like, great. I guess I'm coming up to Stellar Cartography this morning then.
You've got to hope that nobody's cleaned Stellar Cartography since last Wednesday.
Oh no. I should be like, where is my mug? Where is my mug?
Just like kicking the door in. Just one of you nerds better have my mug.
Oh no! Please no.
Well, I'm heading in that direction, so I'll accompany you. I do need to do something first, though. You give me a moment?
Yeah, sure. I'll wait outside.
Oh no, you can come in if you want.
Oh, all right.
Might be helpful if somebody else witnesses what this is.
Okay.
As the door closes, Ray goes to pick up the kind of the lockbox, the chest that the axe had been living in all these years, and he puts it on the floor in more or less the middle of his quarters, and then he goes to pick up his standard issue phaser, and he's adjusting it to the highest possible setting. Without realizing it, for the longest time, there was a part of me missing, and the only way I can now conceive the pain that I've been in all these years was kind of like a constant reminder that wasn't giving me all the information I needed. I don't know really what Fel taught me in the sick bay, but whatever it was, it did seem to help me.
Ray, before you do anything, just give me a second. Computer. A phaser blast will be discharged in this room. There is no danger, no reason for alarm. Security code, Murphy Alpha 3, Tango.
Command codes verified.
Yeah, good shout. I forgot to do that myself.
Don't be an idiot.
Anyway, after everything that's gone on, I think now that I remember more of who I am and who I've been, I don't need this thing as a reminder anymore. It's got to go. Hopefully this will be the last time I never need to think about it. So Ray aims the phaser and shoots the box. It and the thing inside it will disintegrate, blah-de-blah.
Can I get a control security check from you?
You said
Difficulty
you
2.
Yep.
Okay, 15 and a 3. Okay, you got one success. So yeah, you hit it. I was going to say, I don't want this to be a failure, but I feel like anytime a phaser's fired, we should have a check to make sure you don't like blow the window out or something. Yeah, you do hit it, and there's a bit of scorching around the box and everything. You might have turned it up a little high because the box does now also have a hole in it, but the axe is gone.
Yeah, that'll do.
The carpet is also a little scorched.
You're cleaning that up, by the way.
Oh, definitely.
By yourself. And
yes.
I will log this. Just so you know. But don't worry, it won't reach the captain's desk.
I wouldn't expect any less from you, Murphy. Thank you.
You're still coming to karaoke?
Oh, of course. Now I'm back on my feet, you really think I'm going to miss it?
Good, because we've got to discuss the set list. Because you need to hear some of these. Some of these are bangers.
Are these things that we can discuss on the way to Stellar Cartography to get your possibly very filthy coffee mug? Yes. Cheer me up before I go and find my poor mug. Murphy, have you got a name for your mug? It feels like it should have a name the way you feel about it.
No, she's just a mug, but she's been everywhere. She was in every foxhole we were in every ship we were on, I managed to get that mug around.
Where did you get the mug from originally?
Ah.
That's right. Last episode was Ray's backstory. This episode is Murphy's mug backstory.
Yeah.
The character that the listeners have really been waiting to hear about. Ray's Murphy's mug. So yeah, where did the mug come from?
It's her dad's.
Okay. Interesting. Does up the stakes for what I've had happen to this mug.
No.
Oh, you bastard!
Okay, no, describe the mug. What is on the mug? Is it like? Have we actually previously established? Is it your mum or your dad who was a Bajoran?
It is my mum that is a Bajoran.
Okay, I was really only asking because I was going to try and come up with a funny thing to be on the mug, but just for the joke, really. But yeah. Okay. It's
a standard issue Starfleet.
It's like a drinking vessel thing.
Yeah,
I'm
but
picturing
it's
like
part
a
of
stainless steel mug type thing.
Yeah, it's kind of
like a mess kit mug.
Yeah, it's like a mess kit. It's slightly thicker though.
Yeah.
And it has a leather strap around it as well.
Right on. Okay. Okay. So you guys are walking, talking.
Yeah. So I think I'm thinking we've probably started talking, and as we've had that little conflab about karaoke, we're already out my door and heading off.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Discussing songs. Well, why don't we just narrow down a list of the titles that we like, and then we take that list, listen through, because we can't just turn up. We need to know what these songs are first.
I like that plan. Let's put a list together and see what would work. Tell me about this Firestarter track.
Oh, I think I actually have listened to this one.
Is it good?
All I remember, there was a lot of whirring.
So anyway, you finally make your way into Stellar Cartography, upper level. Again, like when you were here the other day, Ray, it's not too busy in here at the moment. The ship, especially now that you're docked at Deep Space 3, there's not a lot of star mapping going on right now. There's always one or two people in here. And you do see, sat at his desk, is Lieutenant Che, the Betazoid Astrometrics head. He seems to be working on something on the desk, and Murphy, you can see, sat on the desk with something steaming inside it is your mug. And as you watch, Che picks the mug up and drinks from it.
Oh.
No! Put that down.
Do as she
right
said.
now.
Do as she says, Che. She means it.
Right now.
Yes, Commander. I found this the other day. Is it yours?
Murphy is just looking at him dead in the eye, just back away from my mug.
Sure.
Now.
He puts it on the desk and just sort of stands up, he's got his hands up in a kind of don't shoot kind of posture.
And then she's going to turn to Ray and be like, go over there, pick it up, bring it to me right now, since you were the one who lost it.
Okay, full disclosure, I didn't lose it. I simply left it here when I had a fall. And secondly, yes, ma'am, right away.
Sure.
Ray goes over, picks up the coffee mug and looks at Che and says, don't worry, it's just a little caffeine deficiency rage. She'll be fine shortly.
So I didn't know, sir. Can you please just... She's looking at me like she wants to stab me.
Oh, she won't stab you, don't worry. I mean, not immediately. She'll think it over a bit more first.
She's really thinking about stabbing me, sir. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, just let me handle it.
Ray!
Yes. Coming. Just get back to what you were doing. And then Ray turns around and sort of presents the mug with his head bowed ever so slightly. Just really leaning into this kind of yes, master thing.
Burf is just gonna snort. It's like, come on, let's go.
It seems to be full of chicken soup.
Oh,
Right, let's get that to the replicator first. And we shall pour that out.
You just pouring it into the replicator.
Is that not where they go?
Yeah, I don't know. Because
No.
normally they dematerialize the cups and everything, but like this is one you've held on to. I mean, there's probably some kind of sink you can dump it down.
Because I would assume that the replicator would break down the original mug and just like put it back together again.
yeah, this is why they have chicken soup technicians.
Oh, the nozzle's clogged again.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I feel like, we can just, we don't need to talk about how you dematerialize the
I go and clean out my mug.
Yeah, you
I
can
go
clean
and clean
out
out
your
the
mug.
mug.
You can clean out your mug.
Yeah, I go clean out the mug.
Yeah.
And then stick it into the replicator and be like, computer, Ractigino, please.
Extra chicken.
I'm going to hit you so hard.
What comes out is what I can only describe as pretty rancid smelling.
Oh.
Oh, I hate you so much right now.
No,
I do.
Yeah, sure. Keep telling yourself that.
I'm security. I cannot hit you. I am chief of security. I cannot hit you.
Exactly.
I am chief of security. I can
Not hit me.
block you out of lots of things on this ship. And she's just going to smile at him. Do you want me to do that to you, Ray? Do you?
As long as you leave me access to the karaoke space, I'm fine with that. Because if I can't get in the rehearsal space, we can't do it, can we?
I hate you.
I feel like the ship maybe doesn't have a dedicated karaoke
Yeah, I'm
rehearsal
thinking no.
space.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not.
There's a lot of empty places you can go to practice karaoke, but I don't think there's a karaoke room.
I'll behave.
Cleans out her mug again. Sticks it back in the replicator. She's eyeballing Ray.
And Ray puts a hand over his own mouth.
Computer, Ractigino, please.
And it, this one's fine.
Gonna pick it up. Take a sip of it. Thank you, Ray. And then walk out.
So, with Ray and Murphy completing their coffee mug rescue mission, let's check in with Ensign Connaught. Jonny, we last saw you heading off from the hologram training center with your team and the teams from the Nelson and the Auckland to go and celebrate the successful competition. Safe to say we probably don't need to really go into a huge amount of detail what your night was like, but maybe if you've got an idea of how Jonny's evening went. I mean, what are you thinking? What went down after we last saw you is what I'm saying, I guess.
It was just an all-round good time. Jonny was magnanimous, didn't kind of like glory hog or anything like that. It was just a good time with everybody. Didn't get too drunk, maintained composure. Just kind of like toasted to all the starships and everybody wishing each other good luck for the mission ahead and all that kind of stuff going on.
Yeah. Were you out late? Or, I mean, you said you didn't get too drunk, but I mean...
No, not too late. I think everybody was a little bit worn out probably from the games themselves.
Yeah.
It was an action-packed day. So, yeah, everybody going back to the ships. Yeah, I think Jonny would have just, not had an early night, but just a good time.
It was a good time, yeah. Fair enough. So, yeah, I mean, okay, let's say then, so you then, in that context, don't have any trouble really waking up at your normal kind of early morning time. No hangover again. You did have I think before on the previous night, night out, you rolled pretty well and didn't manage to have too much of a hangover on that one as well.
Yeah, maintaining composure generally. He's doing all right.
Yeah. So it's the morning of the Tuesday. You know for a fact you've got just over 24 hours before the ship is leaving on the expedition. What have you got in mind? I would say probably, because you haven't really actually come to think of it had much of a duty shift for a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
Things have been sort of scaled back to kind of in-dock procedure, so it's not everybody is on duty at all times, like in quite as intensely as they are when you're off and flying through space, and that. So you know what, it's probable. Let's say that maybe with Jonny's day, you've woken up in your normal early morning time, but you do know that you do have a shift later on. You're on second shift, 4 p.m. till midnight. I guess actually that would work out, wasn't it? 8-hour shifts.
Okay.
Yeah. That you have an evening shift coming for you. You have an evening shift today, but the rest of the day before that is yours. Okay.
I think Jonny will seek out Jovar and try and wish him off, considering this is probably going to be potentially one of the last times he sees him. Although we'll see how that goes.
Fair enough. Okay, yeah. So yeah, the family have been still staying in the guest quarters. You know where they live. You're able to make your way up there, and pressing the door chime, I guess. You're not waiting long before the door opens, being answered by William.
Well, look who it is. Morning, Jonny. How's things? Been a couple of days.
Good to see you as well. No, I thought I'd just drop by and wish you all well. And I suppose you'll be leaving the ship soon enough. That's really the main reason I came here. Just wanted to, see you off.
That's right. Yeah, we'll be moving over to the station this afternoon at some point. Little easier to get back to Earth from here than from wherever your expedition's going to.
Well, absolutely. It makes sense. You don't want to be coming with us into the unknown again. You've had enough of that.
Yeah, you said it. Then we've had enough adventure to last us a good long while. Be good to see Earth again. Get back to the old home.
Jonny smiles and just says, "Oh well, no, I can't blame you. I mean, Earth is a great place. I didn't grow up there, but my visits have always been eventful. I'll tell you that much. I was thinking, is Jovar around? Could I have a quick word with him?"
Yeah, if he's awake, you can. Hey, let me just see.
Sort of turns and not shouts, but he's sort of,
Jovar, you up and decent?
Jovar sort of steps into it. He looks like he hasn't been up long. Let's put it that way.
I just picture a weary teenager. Like Jonny can recognise this kind of state that he's in, and thinks back to like what he used to be like and how disciplined he is now, and kind of smiles a little bit and goes, "Morning, Jovar. How's it going?"
"Oh, hey, Jonny. It's going okay. How are you doing?"
"I'm pretty great myself. Did you see the Ensign Games?"
"Oh yeah, that thing you were in. Yeah, we watched it. We watched it on the screens down in one of the lounges. Good job."
"Well, you saw how I did then, or how the team did. We really pulled it together."
Yeah. You guys did pretty well. I don't know if I would have known how to do the same things. Good job."
"Thank you very much, Jovar. Really, I'm here to just kind of say farewell, because I know you're going to be leaving the ship soon enough, and, I just wanted to kind of... and I don't know, can I give him some sort of memento? I'm trying to think of what would be appropriate within, like, Starfleet regulation. What could I give him, potentially, do you think?"
"Well, you tell me, what do you want to give him?"
"Is a comm badge too much?"
Well, I mean, you could replicate a blank one. I mean, that's...
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean...
Let's say that So Jonny has replicated a fake comm badge of sorts.
You're giving him a prop replica.
Yeah, and it's got the Starfleet insignia, and that's the point. And he passes it over to Jova, and he says, "Here's a memento to remember the ship by." And on it, it's got, let's say, it's got the insignia of the ship printed on top of the actual comm badge thing. You can imagine that. So it's something specific.
Well, it's kind of been established in Discovery and others and Strange New Worlds that they've actually got writing on the back of them, which tends to be like generally like whose badge it is. So I guess you could kind of have something on the back, or I don't know, or are you coming up with a completely new design?
I wasn't aware of that, so let's say instead that on the back of the comm badge, Jonny has printed out a kind of false Ensign Jovar setup kind of thing.
Sure.
And presents it to him and says, "Well, don't take this the wrong way. I mean, this is me being hopeful, but here's my memento, and I think maybe it might inspire you. Maybe one day you'll show me the real thing."
Oh wow! Thanks. Hey, Dad, look at this. He sort of holds it up, and William kind of looks at you.
Well, that's very thoughtful there, Jonny. Yeah.
He's a little bit not like hesitant, like he's not like lying to you. He's like, "Oh, that's a nice thought" or anything. But I think he's maybe picked up that pretty much from the beginning, Jonny's been coming on a little strong towards getting his son to join Starfleet. His son, who has not known anything other than a random jungle world for his whole life, sort of thing. But he doesn't really say anything. You just kind of pick up a vibe, like, "Oh, okay, interesting," sort of thing. Not like a negative sort of thing, but just sort of like okay, yeah, no, that's a nice thought, sort of thing.
Jonny, I don't think necessarily picks that up too much.
Okay.
Dogmatic and stuck in his ways as he is.
Yeah.
And he kind of nods and smiles and says, "Well, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I guess you've got quite a lot to do before you get out of here, but, well, it's been a pleasure meeting you, and I wish you all the best in the future."
Well, thanks, Jonny. I tell you what, we were hoping we'd be able to see all of you who rescued us before we leave. I don't know what you got going on today, but would it be alright if we let you know when we're leaving for like a last goodbye?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I do have some duties later on. If it conflicts, then, well, I mean, maybe I can talk to Murphy. Commander Murphy.
Okay, well, we'll say thank you and goodbye now then, and if you can make it later on, well, more's the better.
He sort of holds out a hand. Shake your hand.
Yep, Jonny gives a firm shake and gives him a look in the eye that's kind of like, "All the best," and all that is emphatically put out there.
Okay, so with your goodbyes said for now, Jonny, you step out of the Lance's guest quarters and back into the corridor. William was pretty vague about when they'd be disembarking, but yeah, hopefully you'll be able to join them later.
Okay.
But yeah, you've handed over your memento, I think, and proved that maybe recruiting officer is a good career path for you. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't think you're wrong.
I just got this mental image of Jonny walking around like shopping malls, hassling teenagers, going like, "Hey, you want to join Starfleet?" Like.
Be a real man, join the army.
Oh no. Oh dear.
To jump back then, Murphy, after you left Ray, what did you want to be doing?
She's going to head to the holodeck.
Okay.
And now that she has reclaimed her mug, since they're not going to probably have as much downtime with the mission coming up, she's going to do her monthly ritual early. So she's going to head down to the holodeck and input one of her favourite programs.
Okay, what's the program?
It's titled Home.
Okay.
So the holodeck's going to open up into one of the outer planets in the neutral zone between Cardassian space and Bajoran space. Where all the...
Yeah, where it's a sort of disputed border zone kind of...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, where all the Maquis and have originated from, basically.
Yeah.
So,
before the Jem'Hadar killed them all.
Yeah. So it's on one of those planets. It opens up on, and it's a farmstead. And she's gonna toddle up to... There's an outcrop, a little hill that kind of overlooks it, and there's a small stream nearby, and it looks out into the valley and things. And she's gonna sit up there, and with her mug, just like plant the mug next to her for a bit, and she'd be like, "Hi, Dad." So Ray was stupid. I don't know. I don't understand it all. Trill thing. So that's the thing. He's better now. He's good. He's fine. Thankfully. Dr. Ireela did a really good job. She I made a list. I helped out. I figured it out a bit, and they took it from there. But then I got stuck in a meeting. So yeah, that was fun. So we're doing a mission, and slight possibility that we might not come back. You know what it's like out here in the frontier. Dacians at your door. So, and I'm sorry that I nearly lost the mug. Yeah, I know. Stupid. Yeah, I know. I'm never giving it to Ray again. Yeah, I know that's a lie. Yeah, I know. Okay, right. I have to go back to work now. This was going to be quick. Sorry. Say hi to Mom. She's going to pick up the mug and then kind of like totter out.
Okay. That's interesting. How old was Murphy when you went to live with your grandparents?
She was 8.
8. Okay. Anyway, no, I was going to say, like, it's interesting, like, that's still what you've got written. Well, not still, but, like, see, you were quite young when you went to go live with your grandparents, but this is still home, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, Ireela, I mean, you were happy this morning with Ray's numbers. And happy enough that you'd let him head off on his own, and with the promise that he'd come back later on in the day for another check-in, just to sort of give you a few more readings anyway. But you're happy with the way things are progressing. Would you say you stayed in sickbay overnight, kind of monitoring, or what was the feeling there? How did you proceed following when we last heard from you?
Yes, I think Ireela probably would have stayed. Particularly as the last time Ray had really come to, he then disappeared into a flashback. Yeah. So yeah, she would just definitely stuck around.
Just in case of flashback.
Yeah, just in case.
Yeah.
Not that her quarters are very far away, but
no, you're even closer than most of everybody else's. As yeah, sick bay's deck 12, your quarters are deck 8.
Yeah,
so, but it's just a short, non-plot related turbo lift away, as opposed to the ones where people are having a conversation, in which case they tend to last a little bit longer. So yeah, okay. So you, having seen Ray off to in the morning, what would you like to be doing? I mean, did you catch a little bit of a nap overnight, or you said you're staying in sick bay, I guess? But I mean, otherwise, this is a case of Ireela pulled an all-nighter. What's the thinking here, I guess?
She would probably have tried to get some sleep, but probably hasn't slept particularly well.
Yeah.
The thing with psychology-related things is you never quite know what's going to happen. Always a bit of a worry. So she will have got some sleep, but probably not great.
Yeah. I mean, you've got your staff as well. There was always going to be other people on duty while you were there. So you weren't like solely responsible for Ray during that time. Okay, so yeah, I mean, having sort of sent him off in the morning, then what would you like to be doing?
Probably just catching up on any of the routine stuff that she pushed back a little bit. Even if it's just like the general admin of like double checking that someone's records were updated properly, and the sorts of things that like the rest of the staff can do just fine, but it's always sensible to have a second pair of eyes checking some of them. Yeah, I mean, and the Ray's situation kind of was a bit of a sort of unexpected emergency. Yeah, it threw everything else off a bit. Yeah. It kind of took a lot of your time during this Deep Space 3 visit that maybe would have been spent otherwise, either in like having a bit of rest and relaxation or putting a bit of extra prep time in for before the expedition, depending on what you would like to have been doing, really, I suppose. Yeah. So I guess I'd sort of phrase that then as like, now that Ray sort of seems to be on the path to recovery, you've kind of gotten back, at least, well, you've got basically a single day left to do anything you would want to do at Deep Space 3 before the expedition leaves, really. I imagine at this point, now that like everything with Ray seems to be settling, it would be right, mad panic, make sure we've got everything we need, everything prepared, because at worst I can rest just after we leave. Deep Space 3. Yeah, I mean, when the ship does leave, it's not going to be like an instantaneous, like, okay, we've left the station, now we're in the cluster. Yeah. As you say, you'd be able to get a bit of an a bit of rest in, barring any other emergencies in the meantime. She is a veteran Starfleet officer. You take your rest when you can. Yeah. And like we've said before, like a lot of the other departments, they can quite easily stick to their sort of 8-hour shift, and then you're off for the rest of the time. But it's a little bit fast and loose in medical sometimes, based on the workload, I suppose. Yeah, if you need to stay late or pull in extra hours, it's normal. If you can have one person overseeing the care, then it's always going to be more consistent. Yeah, I mean, okay, so I mean, with this said then, so with the day, I think... Unfortunately, I just don't think Ireela is going to be doing anything that's particularly interesting to like, show people. Yeah, really? Well, no, I was going to say, you've got a bit of breathing room if you wanted to take, a last bit of rest and relaxation or whatever, stretching your legs, getting off the ship, getting out of sick bay, because you've kind of been in here working the last couple of days while a lot of the members of staff have been able to go off and do other things. Obviously not Ray, he's been also in here, but you know what I mean though, this is kind of like, okay, well, at least this is calming down and you're not still elbow deep in it when the ship leaves, is what I mean, kind of thing. Yeah. Like, if there's anything, I think if she can find an excuse to go onto the station and just have a wander around, like window shopping, that would probably be a change of pace. I mean, there's also actual shopping you could do if you wanted to as well, not just window shopping. Yeah, but it's more of it's as much I don't have anything that I need to pick up. Yeah. Which is nice. Then I'm not stressing about trying to find something. What we could say then is that, you could spend a bit of time in the morning here, just sort of double checking that the provisioning has gone to plan, and that you're confident that your team is as prepared as they're going to be, in the knowledge that you don't know what you're going to run into. And yeah, I'd say you're pretty confident in that. The ship at this point has been docked for a few days, so all of the supplies, everything is loaded, at least for your department, by this point. Yeah.
you docked at Deep Space 3 on the previous Friday. We're now on the Tuesday. It's, things have, as much as there's been kind of drama and competitions and drinking and hangovers and parties and everything, it's the actual standard operation of the ship has gone fairly smoothly. It's only the main characters that have run into difficulties. You're confident that things are kind of as they should be in terms of how your department's prepared, is what I'm saying. So with that in mind, as it kind of approaches late morning, you're able to sort of say, okay, well, maybe I can step away for a bit. And you're able to kind of take a bit of an explore of the station, because I suppose at this point the only places you've really been has been briefly to the reception hall where the ill-fated formal dinner, well, not really dinner, it was, but the formal event was happening, and I guess you had a bit of a walk around to the guest quarters to find Lady Ryle, and other than that, just that kind of lounge while the Ensign games was going on.
Let's go see somewhere else on the station.
You're able to, for the first time, I think, get out of the kind of shinier Starfleet areas, and sort of take a bit of a wander through the bit more characterful, I'd say, kind of civilian areas. There's stalls, there's things for sale, there's restaurants, businesses, all manner of things, all kind of people from different parts of the Federation there as well. I'd say it's always quite busy here, so we've kind of previously known that Ireela's a little averse to huge crowds. But you're able to make your way around without any kind of major discomfort or anything like that sort of thing, and just sort of spend a bit of time having a browse, I guess. Yeah. Okay. I think what we could do then, we'll sort of spin time on a little bit to about mid-afternoon, and all four of you get a ping on your comm badges. What you hear is the voice of Commander Talin.
Commander Talin to Zhukir II landing party. Your presence is requested at the main docking port as soon as you are able. Our guests are preparing to depart.
So all four of you get that.
Okay. Jonny makes his way down there then.
You got about an hour before your shift starts, Jonny, so you're okay there.
He was having his lunch, let's say.
Yeah. Late lunch.
He quickly wraps it up. And then, heads down.
Yeah, Murphy was probably just going from one place to another and is just going to head in that direction as well.
Taking a wander around the ship.
Ray is just, he's reading through some pads just to catch up on stuff that he's missed, and then puts that down and heads down.
Yeah, I mean, you to that note, we'll say that, Ray, you get the vibe that Fella's been handling things pretty well, while you've been indisposed. No problems there.
Cool.
Okay, so I guess the four of you then converge on the docking area.
Yep.
And you see there waiting, kind of on the ship side, still the family of the Lances. Was it William and Sarah and Jovar? There with what little baggage they had. They didn't have a lot with them, and also Talin's father, Tanen, is there with them as well. And Commander Talin arrives on a turbo lifter shortly after you, immediately after you guys do. And Jovar gives you a wave as he sees you all approaching. Hey, we're just about to head off.
Well, I hope you have a swift and uneventful trip back home.
Yeah, second time's the charm, I hope.
Yeah, try not to run into any more weird stuff.
That's the plan, anyway. Well, at least I won't be flying this time. It's out of my hands.
As long as there are no more plants that shoot you on sound.
And technologies came a little bit further as well, so there's that bonus for you.
Well, with any luck, we'll be able to just sit back and enjoy the trip. There's a couple of different transports leaving in the next few days, heading for Earth, but we haven't really decided which one we're going to take yet. Either way, it'll be good to finally get back to civilization.
I imagine that Ireela is just smiling to herself at the suggestion that nobody on the ship counted as civilization.
Just take it one day at a time. You'll get there.
Of course.
Well, while you're all here, we just wanted to say one last thank you to you for finding us and rescuing us from Zhukir. I said this to Jonny when he came around earlier, but try not to get into any crashes, huh?
Oh, we've had more than enough of those. No more crash landings around here. And Jonny kind of smiles and looks towards Murphy.
Murphy just chuckles. Yeah, I've crashed enough. We've crashed enough.
Well, we'll keep an eye on the feeds. I'm sure the expedition's gonna be big news throughout the Federation. So stay safe out there.
Hugs and handshakes and such are all exchanged, and I guess I'll leave that to you guys. Whatever you feel like you want to do.
Yeah, Murphy's just gonna like shake their hands, pat them on like the side of the arm, and wish them good luck, and then is gonna like back away because she's gonna assume that they're gonna start wandering towards the tunnel. I'm assuming, towards the tunnel passage.
Yeah. I mean, the family, like I say, they say their goodbyes and start to head up the tunnel. Tanen lingers a moment longer. He's talking with Commander Talin, and you just hear him sort of saying, like,
I will send word once my transport reaches Vulcan. From our conversations over subspace, your mother will be pleased to see me.
I shall await your message, Father. It has been pleasant to see you again.
Murphy's like nudging Ray. Ray, look. Are they gonna hug? Do you think they're gonna hug?
I don't think the universe is ready for Vulcans to hug.
Shh. Don't draw attention to it.
You're the one talking. You're the one making noise.
I'm talking to you. I'm looking at you. I'm not looking at them. Don't look at them.
Yes, but Vulcans have very good hearing.
That's why I lowered my voice.
Jonny walks over to the two of them and says...
Which two? Sorry, real quick.
the two whispering to each other conspiratorially.
Okay, not the two Vulcans, because that would have been weird. Like,
and says, "What's going on over here?"
We're discussing tactics.
Yes, that's exactly what we're doing. Discussing tactics. That's what you do.
For Friday.
For Friday, yes. Yes, very important. Friday, yes.
Oh, what's happening on Friday?
It's not...
It's a
Ray.
It's a thing. It's just a thing.
Okay. This isn't mission related, I take it?
No. This is an off-duty thing.
Oh.
Yes, very much an off-duty thing. Very, very much.
Oh, my apologies. I didn't mean to butt in.
Yep. Thank you. Jonny, thanks.
Ooh, what a power move! Like, just forgetting his name right to his face. Like,
no, she's like,
so mean.
I didn't read it like that. I thought it was more
I didn't read it like that either. She's more like trying to like, yep, sure, just go, yeah, it's fine.
Leave the conversation.
Right, it's safe to say then, in all this, with all this hushed conversation and slightly feelings hurting stuff, you don't know whether the Vulcans hugged because you were too busy talking.
I've just got this a vision of Talin. We turn back and she's got an eye cocked at both of us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm just like gonna nudge Ray and be like, God damn it!
Doctor, you do know that the Vulcans didn't really hug, but they both each sort of clasped each other on the shoulders, and that was about as close to a hug as they got. Tanen, again, also gives you, the group of you, a nod before disembarking, and Commander Talin stands there just for a second, sort of watching him go, before turning back to the group of you.
Thank you for coming. I'm sure you have duties. Carry on.
She walks away.
Well. So the nebula. You like nebulas, don't you? Don't you, Connor?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. No, I've observed a few out of the window of 10 forward a few times.
Ray, what's your favorite nebula?
I'd have to go with Mutara Nebula. Classic.
It's a pretty one, actually.
Well, when you're talking about classics, you've got to go for the horse head.
See, Connor's on the right track here. The horse head is a bit superior.
Because it looks like a horse.
Although I think the best nebula is the one that we serve on.
I get it.
Did someone just hear a disembodied voice?
There's an engineer working on the airlock.
Just leaned into the conversation.
Yeah, you look up and he's just like, oh, and he sees, like, I think he thought it was just 3 random crewmen, and then he sees that it's basically like all his bosses, and it's just, he sticks his head back out, and it ducks away again.
Perfect just shakes her head. Oh God.
Johnny's smiling. He enjoyed that.
While you're here, Connor, well done on the games.
Oh, thank you, sir.
I believe congratulations are in order.
Well, I just did what I had to do. I mean, the whole team did.
You all worked really well. Sota and I have discussed that the next batch of recruits that we're going to get, you are going to take lead on 2 of them.
Aye, sir. I look forward to it.
I suspect at this point Ireela is just kind of looking at the 3 of them being really awkward and just being like, I am not getting involved. I need more sleep before this.
Oh, poor Ireela. What are you guys doing now?
Well, I have some station reviews to do before we depart, so I'm going to head off and finish that up.
Okay. Commander Ireela?
Kind of smiles and I'm going to bed.
Oh. Good night. Good night, Doc.
Absolutely done.
That's perfectly fine, Doc. You've done yourself a great service these past few days. You deserve it.
Yes, absolutely. And once again, thank you for everything you did to help me out.
Not at all, Ray. She just smiles round at all of you and heads off to fall over and sleep.
Just goes to pass out in a dark room somewhere.
Pretty much.
Oh, bless.
Look, that's always a good plan, no matter what's going on. I'm just...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Johnny, you've got work.
Yeah.
Johnny stood a bit awkwardly. Like, he doesn't really understand the situation necessarily. Like, the last time he saw Ray, he was kind of being carried back, and there was no context for that.
Nobody told you what's going on again.
I don't think there's been anything to inform him since then.
Like, even when you went and met Lady Ra, like, you weren't told anything about Ray's condition. You were just like, no, you can come with me. Like,
yeah. Context-wise, he's kind of like, okay, something's happened, it's trail-related, and he's just looking puzzled.
Okay.
You look puzzled, Ensign.
Well, the last time that I saw you, you were kind of worse for wear in sickbay. and you seem pretty fine now. I'm glad to see it. But what happened?
I think it's only fair to explain what happened. Come on, let's walk. I'll explain it as we go. And as they walk off, Ray just goes, "In the beginning, the universe was created."
Kaboom! The Big Bang.
Johnny's
I knew that was coming.
Jonny was infused, but as you say those words, something on his face like twists, and he's just like, "Oh."
And I'll just go, "I'm kidding, Ensign. No, no. It basically it starts with my first host some 200 odd years ago, and it just trails off as we walk away, I guess."
Mm-hmm.
When a mummy trill and a daddy trill love each other very much, they do a special hug. With an eye towards spinning on time to the following day when the ship and the expedition would be departing, this is your last chance to do anything. This is potentially the last access you'll have to any kind of Federation stuff. Anything not available to be replicated on the ship, any other activities and things you want to do on the station. This is your final chance. Any of you, obviously Ireela's asleep, but you've had a bit of a wander. So with that in mind, before the ship departs, is there absolutely anything you want to do on Deep Space 3? This is your final warning, I guess.
Final call for Deep Space 3.
Final boarding call for the USS Tenzing at Docking Bay 7.
No, I think Murphy would be focused on the task at hand.
Okay.
So she'd not bother with going off ship.
Yeah, I mean, other than when you were almost sort of forced to for that thing and that, Murphy's not really expressed much of an interest in sort of, "Oh, we're at Deep Space 3, let's have a look around," or anything. It's just been kind of like, "Oh, we're stopping here on the way to our thing."
Yeah. She's like, that space station is a space station.
Yeah.
Just another port.
Fair enough.
It's not like a planet. Whereas, like, if they could go down on the planet, it's a bit different. Where she's like, space station.
Yeah. So Murphy's not fussed.
No.
Ray, any you haven't really seen much of the station other than the formal reception, and then you were dragged out of that.
Yeah, indeed. No, Ray,
you're the only one who really hasn't had much of a chance to do kind of any exploration, I guess.
True, but I think given that Ray's missed X amount of time actually doing what he's supposed to do, he's not going to spend any real time exploring the station. As far as he's concerned, he's got a job to do, so he's going to get back to it.
Fair enough.
The only thing on his mind is karaoke night.
Well, it's approaching the end of the week.
Indeed.
Okay, and Jonny, you?
Yeah, Jonny, likewise, I think he's already had enough exploits on this station, so no, he's content to go about work and prepare for leaving off the expedition.
Lieutenant Soter, I think, for your shift, basically puts you to work. You're kind of supervising the last of the kind of shifts that you yourself had written the rota for, I think, for kind of making sure nobody unwanted gets aboard the ship and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then the remainder of your time on that evening shift is spent just kind of doing a bit of last minute inventory on tactical supplies that were brought on board, I think.
Cool.
Yeah. It's not the most interesting shift ever, but like, hey.
Got to be done.
It's got to be done.
When you return to your quarters just after midnight, you can see Bonger's asleep, but there's something new in the room. On Bonger's side of the room, kind of near his bed, there is a fairly large, kind of crate-sized piece of equipment. There's blinking lights on it, and it's clearly powered. There is a display on the side, and you can quickly see that it seems to be showing temperatures. And the temperature it's displaying is a little lower than regular room temperature, so you would maybe surmise that this is some kind of small refrigeration unit.
Curious then if there's space within this.
It's
beyond.
on his half of the room, like I said.
He's asleep.
Yeah.
And Jonny just kind of creeps over and opens the door a little bit and looks inside.
Okay. So yeah, you open the door and it is fully stacked with quite a lot of Slugger Cola bottles, all full.
Shaking his head, Jonny steps away, closing it. Kind of disappointed that there's no space for him to put anything in there, should he want to. And goes over to his side of the room.
But what have you got that you need refrigerating right now?
Well, no, there might be some delicious beverage that Jonny can think of, maybe. Who knows?
Something that can't be replicated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you never know. I mean, Bond can't refill, so the more he drinks, the more space there's going to be in the fridge.
This is true. Always use it for something else.
Yeah.
Don't know what, but we'll see.
You may make ice cream. I don't know.
So, yeah, Jonny just kind of, I don't know, it's after work.
Yeah, it's midnight. It's kind of down to, third shift has just come on.
Is he on this kind of shift rotation for the rest of the week? Like that?
I would leave that up to Murphy, I think.
Oh, technically, it's up to him because he made the rota.
Well, he made the rota for who was on duty guarding the ship while you were in dock.
Oh, okay.
He wasn't given everybody's rota.
Okay. Maybe not all week, but maybe like three nights out of the 7, maybe.
Yeah, maybe do 3 on
that
evenings.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking in terms of like routine and like how would you spend your time after work. So he's got some free time now, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not doing... Okay, here's what I'll say then. The ship is leaving at 11 in the morning, around abouts.
Mm-hmm.
It's now midnight. You don't have work again until 4 p.m.
Okay.
So it's up to you whether you want to go to bed or what you want to do, I think.
I'm trying to think strategically of like 11 a.m. undocking time. Do I care about being there for all that kind of stuff? We're just leaving. Probably nothing going to happen. So yeah, he'll go and spend some time on the holodeck training. He's feeling good. He's on a high. Everything's been going pretty well quite recently. So yeah,
fair enough.
Let's see how this goes.
Yeah, just is this the asking program 4 or whatever it was?
Yeah,
sure. Why not? So yeah, you load up your dingy. I was going to say dingy garage, but I think I'm just thinking of different Street Fighter levels. Or maybe it is a rotating backdrop.
Well, yeah, why not? It's not quite select a stage, but yeah, something randomly going on in the background.
Yeah, the stage loads around you, and you are on the side of a volcano, which is in the background seems to be steaming loudly. Steaming. There's a volcano there.
Jonny whistles and looks around and goes, "Whoa, holodeck's feeling pretty volatile today."
Yeah, there's still like an arena set up. There's like a circle that's been, the ground is solid, and you're in like a sort of fighting ring kind of thing, and there's like a crowd there and everything. But it's just a striking backdrop, I would say.
Yeah. So yeah, he'll load up. What should we fight?
Well, last time we had the Gorn. Last time we had Growl the Unstoppable.
That's kind of a classic.
That is the classic.
What about a Klingon? Famous Klingon.
Ooh, a famous Klingon.
Oh,
Yeah.
Martok
or General Chang or someone.
I like Martok. Why not?
There you go.
Martok's the coolest.
That fits in with the kind of like Deep Space Nine, Bejor, all of the stuff that Johnny's
It's a name that Jonny would have heard and maybe read up on because you're read up on the war and everything.
Yeah.
Is it? I'm getting more of like the idea that Johnny's maybe. Obviously, no. If I'm wrong on this, tell me. That Johnny's a little bit of an armchair general kind of thing. Yeah, he reads the war reports and war histories and goes, I think I would definitely be. If I was involved in this one, I would have excelled enough to be put in charge of this.
Oh, absolutely. That's why the talk of tactics earlier drew his attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you load of... your opponent for this bout is none other than the current Chancellor of the Klingon Empire, Martok. But in his glory years during the war, so he's not wearing full, ceremonial robes or anything. He kind of pops in and... well, up for another bout, are we, Ensign?
Jonny kind of takes a fighting pose, cracks his knuckles, and goes, Let's see what you got this time, old man. And charges forward.
All right, can I get a daring security check from you? Difficulty 2. Just to, again, as we've done before, just a kind of representative check to see how this goes.
Let's roll.
A 19 and a 9. Okay, yeah, no, it's about a draw. You come out of it feeling pretty battered. You haven't quite bested Martok yet. He's one of your, I would say, out of your kind of stable of characters that you train against, Martok is one that you always find a bit tricky. You were maybe riding a little high. You thought, you know what, I'm going to take on Martok today. Today's my day. And didn't quite come out of it fully on top, with that 19 and a 9 being one success on difficulty 2.
Okay.
You got some good licks in, but it definitely wasn't... you weren't the clear victor, I'll say.
So... we finished wrestling on the ground, or however this fight finished.
Yeah.
And in the simulation, Johnny's got it programmed that like Martok's kind of friendly after everything. It's meant to be like ultimately a friendly thing, as much as we're in this arena and what have you. And we have a little bit of banter, like,
Okay.
It's been another great fight, but well, I guess neither of us came out on top this time. And Johnny gives him a slap on the shoulder.
One of these days, Ensign, you'll get it. But until then, you'll have to wake up pretty early in the morning to get one over on me. Ha-ha! Kapla!
And Johnny's got the program set up so that kind of at the end of a battle, a Klingon inn just like kind of pops into the arena nearby.
Sure.
And they kind of like stagger off towards it, arm in arm. And Johnny plays out a little scene. We don't need to see this, but this is how he like this kind of training session against like famous characters with like a little conversation and like playing out of a, I don't know, historical roleplay after a fashion.
He's got his arm around you and he's like, "Come along, Ensign, I'll buy you a blood wine and tell you all about the time we fought those traitors from House Duras at the Battle of Mempa."
It's a story that you probably know, but hearing it from the holographic representation of the guy himself, even though it's just the computer basically pulling from the history file and making this character say this stuff, is it's what you're into. It's what Johnny's it's Johnny's whole thing.
100%.
Yeah. Okay, so with that in mind, that's probably like 2 a.m. when you finish, so you're fully in bed. We're almost at the point where Johnny will be asleep when the ship is departing. The ship's departing at 11, I guess. But
yeah, this is the shift rotor that he's on?
The shift rotor's on. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, with that in mind, Johnny is sleeping in. The rest of you, there is a shipwide announcement. The captain's voice comes through for everybody on board.
Attention all hands, this is Captain Collins. The Tenzing will be departing Deep Space 3 in 15 minutes' time. Report to your duty stations and prepare for final departure procedures. Let's get this expedition underway, shall we?
Murphy, would you be on the bridge for this, I guess? Murphy and Ray?
Yeah, Murphy would be.
Sort of final checks being made, about to cast off.
Yeah, I think Ray would be there as well.
Yeah. Doctor, we've had you on. You were on the bridge when you left Earth, I think. It's up to you. Anyone can be where they want to be, although Johnny kind of talked himself into being asleep.
Yeah, yes, I think so.
Okay, so as the last kind of minutes sort of tick down, last kind of checks happen, different departments, including sort of, well, everybody's who's a department head kind of check in and report their readiness. The doctor from the Daystrom Institute, or the head of the Daystrom Institute detachment, is also on the bridge. He's sort of hanging around near your station, Ray, kind of looking a little bit over your shoulder and that, but he's not saying anything. He's just sort of, he's got a little bit of a nervous energy to him. Commander Tallinn is sort of coordinating things. The captain is in his chair. He's going over some last minute things on a pad, or he's using a pad. You don't know whether he's checking things or making some of his own notes or on anything. He's not really chatting to you, but he's got the sort of, there's an air of anticipation and excitement, I would say, on the bridge more than anything. Ireela, I'd say you're picking up the sort of general feeling of anticipation and excitement from, well, pretty much everyone on the bridge. Commander Tallinn is her usual fairly well controlled self as she's sort of coordinating and talking to helm and navigation, and just making sure that all of the undocking procedures are all sort of going according to plan, I should say. Making sure this is a smooth departure as possible. Yeah. And I'll say the minutes tick by. Ray and Murphy, your departments check in and report that they are battened down and ready to go. So, as the preparations reach their final peak, the captain stands and an expectant hush falls over the bridge. Alright then, I'm sure you're all as eager as I am to get this expedition underway, so I'll keep this brief. We step out now into the unknown, the first explorers to set foot in the uncharted space of the cluster, leading the way for those who would follow us in search of knowledge. There's no crew I'd rather be doing this with than this one. I'm honored to have each and every one of you by my side. Now, Ensign Sauce, shall we? Sauce, the helmsman, turns back to his panel and begins working. All clamps released, moorings cleared, we are free and flying, Captain. Alright, let's see what's out there. The three ships of the expedition, the Tenzing, the Nelson, and the Auckland, perform one final sweep past the last taste of home they're likely to see for some time, Deep Space 3, before coming together into a loose formation, headed at last towards their goal, the great mass of the Bermuda Cluster, visible even now across the stars. The gateway to the cluster awaits, and beyond it, who knows what. With a flash of light and power, the expedition jumps to warp. Underway at last. Okay, that's going to do it for today's episode. We'll be back in 4 weeks' time on Thursday, November 10th, with the start of our very special pilot season programming. And we hope you'll all join us for that. In the meantime, you can head to pretendingwithdice.com for more info and links to all of our online presences. For now, that's our show. We hope you all enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.